welcome to another episode of Bacon on the Rocks. And let me tell you, I know I say this every time, I'm a very excitable guy. I'm very happy all the time, but I am absolutely excited about tonight. And that is because I don't even want to ruin it. I just want to say it. Leon Etienne is here, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can say. Leon is here with us tonight. And not only is he an amazing illusionist, he's an amazing person, and I've known him for quite a while. So I'm not just saying it. I know. But let me tell you, it's just, I can't. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. So
let's get to it.
I know. Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, Leon Etienne is here. Here he is. Everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Woo!
What's up, guys? It is a pleasure to be here tonight. Thank you so much for having me. This is crazy. This is a great setup.
No, thank you. We appreciate it. And yeah, as you can see, it's not our normal little studio setup. We've moved again. We've got all this different stuff. So if whatever you guys think, if you like this better, let me know. Maybe we'll make this a thing. I don't know. But
you never know where we're going to end up, you know?
We're just getting ready for Thanksgiving early.
I know. Oh my gosh. Right. I know. Halloween, Thanksgiving coming up. So yeah, this is our Halloween special, but it's also our Leon special because if you do or don't know, because we've been pushing it on our Facebook page, Leon was just on Penn Teller's Fool Us. And let me tell you, he did an amazing job. We'll let you know what's going on here in a little bit with that, and we'll definitely get into it with you. So
yeah.
Really excited about that. But first, I want to get our sponsor taken care of. So that is Cookies Q and Creamery down in North Utica. Or up, because I know how Eric always calls me out on that. I always say down. Down, up, in between. It is in North Utica.
Just get there however you can.
Exactly.
Down or up.
And the exciting part this week is they have a new ice cream, because ice cream's still being served there. If you're still looking for a nice cold treat, you get there, get some ice cream. But it is a pumpkin sundae that they have going on now.
Of course.
So I'm not a big pumpkin guy. I mean, when does pumpkin season die out? That's my question, because I'm not a pumpkin guy. I don't do coffee.
I'd say after Thanksgiving, probably.
Is it?
Yeah.
Probably after Black Friday, right?
Okay.
You eat the Thanksgiving leftovers, and then you're good.
Exactly.
Okay, so we still got a little bit. So yeah, you can get on down to Cookies, enjoy that. If you want to see what the rest of their menu is, go to cookiesq.com, and they have all the information there. So thank you again for sponsoring us, Cookies. Okay. Back to this. So before we even get started, Leon, though, because I want to start off right here. We've got a little gift for you. So Chris has it over there. So Chris, go ahead and tell them what we got.
What?
Yeah.
Little glass.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a sticker, yeah?
And we got the sticker. That's right, a little bit of both.
This is going on the road case for sure.
Awesome.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
Yes, I have one road case that has been to over six. It's been to 6 continents with me. I don't even know how many countries, and this will definitely go on that case as well. So in about a year and a half, when I start traveling again, I might need a couple more. So
that's fine. We got them.
This is awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for coming on. Oh my gosh.
This is super exciting because number one, I understand I'm your first guest, which is insane. Thanks for that honor. That's incredible, guys. And 2, like you said, it's the Halloween special, but also this is National Magic Week.
Is it?
So
oh my gosh.
Halloween week, always the week leading up to Halloween, is National Magic Week.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, nationwide, because Houdini actually died on Halloween.
Oh, wow.
So we're coming up on the 94th anniversary of Houdini's death, which is Halloween. Mm-hmm. And so this all works, right? It's the Halloween special. It's National Magic Week. It's all just kind of awesome. So I'm glad to be here.
So was Houdini one of your heroes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can grow up being a magician and not look up to Houdini and admire him. I mean, think about it. The guy is still world famous today, and he achieved his fame before social media, practically before the telephone. I mean, it was insane of how famous this guy got with none of our modern technology.
In a time, like you said, it was hard to be famous.
Completely.
I think it had to be a lot more work, because the way you got the word out was you went to the newspaper. And I mean, I think photographers were there then too, but still to get something turned around quick like today.
But that's why he invented the straitjacket escape, because he knew it was a spectacle. He would literally go to the equivalent of the Observer Dispatch in whatever town he is in, and he'd go to the front door and knock and go, "I got this great thing for you guys. You want to cover it?" And sure enough, they'd put it in the paper. The next day, they'd have 10,000 people in the parking lot of the newspaper, and there'd be Houdini dangling from the building, and the photo op was there, and the article was there, and that's how he would pack the theater. And that's how he made his money.
That's the way you do it. You put yourself out there and hope for the best.
Literally dangle yourself out there.
So that was kind of a precursor to what you had just done.
Yeah, man. I kind of took a Houdini classic and just try to amp it up a little bit, make it a little more modern. Because just getting out of a straitjacket, standing on 2 feet is difficult.
Yeah.
Getting out of it upside down is another level of difficulty. getting it out upside down when there's a timer happening that you're trapped between these two steel blades of jaws of
death.
The jaws of death. And then when that timer goes off, if you're not out of the way, it is coming down no matter what happens. And then try to find a playing card in the process of all that. I mean, we definitely ramped it up, which I think is why the Fool Us producers liked it.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Now, since we're jumping that way and we're going there, did you already have this in the works and kind of presented it to them? Or was this just something they're like, you know what, Leon, we loved what you did before. You got Penn and Teller. We want you back. Come up with something and let us know when you're ready. Or how does that all come about?
A little bit of all that, to tell you the truth. It's too long to probably tell on this podcast, but it's a little bit of all that. There were times when they were like, hey, are you ready this year? And I'm like, no, not yet. And to tell you the truth, I would have liked another year to really master what I was doing. But, it is what it is. At certain times, I try to get on a national television show at least once every 2 years just to keep my name out there. Yeah. And so the timing just worked out where it was pretty much ready. And there's a lot of backstory that goes into it, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. But it was something I created specifically for them, but I will probably do on the road in the future.
That's what I was going to ask.
Because there's a whole first half to the trick too that you don't see because there's just no time on TV to do it. Yeah. I mean, they gave me a 10-minute slot, and you can't really ask for much more than that on national television.
That's actually an eternity on TV.
It's so long. So there's a whole first half setup to it that once you then see the ending, it even knocks it out even more.
Oh, awesome. We're going to have to catch. We're just, you got to let us know when you're doing it. We're going to catch it. That's all there is to it.
That was something I wanted to ask you about too. Now that you kind of brought it up, is so like a stand-up comedian has like his act, and then like they'll do it for like say 2 years or something like that, and then they'll do like a special, and then they come up with a completely new act. So that's kind of similar to what you have to do, right? Like how often do you like revamp your act?
Well, unfortunately for us magicians, it's a little more difficult than comedians, especially more difficult for singers. Not that what they're doing is easy. But literally my act, I've honed, like the trick I just did on TV the other day with your wife, the bowling ball trick. I've done that for the last 15 years here in Central New York. And now it's finally at a point where it's like, I think really, really good, but there's still room for improvement. So the work is never done. So this trick, honestly, I probably could have sat on for another 2 or 3 years. But at some point you got to go, when is enough, and just do it. There's so much more I'd like to have done with it, but and then you have the TV restraints thrown in. So the answer to your question is there is really no easy answer. Some tricks I will naturally create within a week. I'll pour my heart and soul into it, and then I'll perform it for the next 5 years. Other tricks, I have one right now that I've had for 10 years that is not even close to seeing the light of day yet.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Not even close.
Wow.
So it really depends. Each trick is its own child, really. Yeah.
That's amazing. Now I want to take it back a little bit here. Give us just
sorry to throw you off track.
That's
Follow
fine.
your list.
And I do want to say, if you want to check it out, make sure you get onto Leon's Facebook page, which is Illusionist Leon Etienne, or otherwise you can get on Instagram or Twitter, and that's Magic Shows or
it's
Magic Rocks Shows.
Yep, exactly.
Show. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
So it's like at Magic, ta-da, rocks, like rock and roll show, Magic Rock Show.
So you can check it out because I know you probably posted it or you will be posting it on Facebook.
It's already there.
I know you would be. You'd be on top of it. But you can also, I already saw it on YouTube. It's there. Well, just type in his name. It'll be there. Check out what he did on Penn and Teller's Fool Us because it was amazing.
Thanks.
But kicking it back here, and I know like there's probably a long history, but just give us a synopsis. How did you get into this? What made you say, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, so I was 12 years old, grounded by my mother, bored out of my mind in our West Utica home, and started crawling under the bed and saw my fire trucks, my hockey gear, my baseball stuff. And there was a magic book in the corner that I completely forgot about that my grandparents had given me. And I was just so bored, and I couldn't, TV, couldn't do any of that. So I read the first trick in it, and I was like, wow. And I showed it to my mom. And I went out of my room, which is a no-no when you're grounded. And the first thing she said to me is, what are you doing out of your room? And I said, hold on. I just want to show you this trick. And I showed her the trick. And the look on her face when it worked, like a 12-year-old having this kind of power over a grown adult, I was like, whoa, like this is incredible. And her reaction to it was like really what lit the fire. And I started learning more and more and more. I read the whole book. And then there used to be on NBC a special called World's Greatest Magic. And it was every Thanksgiving Eve, which is a great time to air a TV show because everyone's home. They're gathered around. They're waiting for the festivities the next day. Anyway, I see this incredible magic. And I'm like, wait a second, that's not in the book. I'm like, where's that stuff? And my dad had no idea what to do. He's like, this isn't a baseball thing. This isn't a hockey thing. What do I do? So he pulled out the phone book. Remember those? And he looked up magicians. And sure enough, a couple magicians come up in Utica, New York. He calls the first one, and it happened to be a magician who used to live in the area called Jeff Sterling. And he says, hey, my son's into this thing. I have no idea how to help him with this. He's maxed out the book he has. What do we do? And he said, there's actually a magic club in the area.
Oh, okay.
So Utica has a magic club, which is part of a greater worldwide magic organization called the International Brotherhood of Magicians. It's literally a magic club. And I went there, and all these guys were so welcoming. They loved seeing young up and coming magicians, and I wasn't even a magician at that point. I was just a kid doing some tricks, and they really helped me. And at the end of my first meeting, a gentleman walked in to close the show. They would do a show at the end of each meeting. And that guy was Sean Robison, the Delmonico's magician. Okay. Everyone around here knows Sean. He's incredible. And the stuff Sean did, I'd never seen in my life before.
Really? Okay.
I go, that's not in the book. That wasn't even on the TV special I saw. Sean is a well-hidden secret in Central New York. He is a world-class sleight of hand artist, not a magician. He's an artist. And what he's doing is some of the best. He can hang with any of the big boys around the world. So he was my first mentor. Yeah. Once I saw that, I started taking lessons from him. So in between hockey practice and baseball practice, I would go to Sean's house. We'd work on stuff. And then eventually, that's where I learned a lot of close-up stuff. And then eventually, I wanted to get into big stage stuff. And then I had a second mentor named Peter White, who lived in Hudson, New York, so down near New York City. And he's worked with everyone, Chris Angel, David Copperfield, all those guys. Yeah. And I was just in the right place at the right time with a lot of dumb luck. And so when I was going to school at MVCC...
No, it's not luck, it's talent.
When I was going to school at MVCC in Utica College, I would specifically try to schedule my classes so I could be done early Friday. And I would drive to Hudson and go study with Peter for the weekend, drive back late Sunday night, wake up, go to class Monday through Friday again. Yep. And I did that for 4 years. And that's how I, really cut my teeth and started learning how to do big stage stuff too. So, and that's a very condensed version of a much longer story.
Yeah.
And I know you were going to ask about if magic's been my only job. It has, other than I was an Observer Dispatch newspaper carrier.
Yeah, high five. We'll do a higher five.
I won news. Yep. High five. I won. I got to finish the second Borat tonight, actually, too. I won Newspaper Carrier of the Year 1 year. Proud to say.
He beat me. Darn it.
What was funny though is I was at the time you had to be 13. And so my dad forged the paperwork when I was 12 so I could become a carrier. And I did that all the way up until college, all the way through. Nice. So that's the only other job I've ever had other than magic. But I was doing shows. I stagehand at the Turning Stone and at the Stanley in Utica. I was in the local stage union. But that was a paid education, man. Yeah. I was getting to roll in with all these, unload these big major shows that are on Broadway that are sitting on Genesee Street in Utica and really learn from real actors, real stage crew, real everything. It was insane.
It's the best thing you could do, just to be well-rounded. And I mean, some people are just like, this is all I'm doing. You handle that. And I mean, with me and just in Chris, probably you're the same with the video world. It's like, you just can't be video anymore. You've got to be graphics. You got to be motion graphics. You got to be design. You've got to be audio. You've got to be millions of different cameras and settings. Yeah. I mean, it's always just education, just always learning. And it's like, I always look like, especially when TV shows are on and they do behind the scenes, I'm always watching. I don't care about what they're talking about, like the stars and all that. I want to see what equipment they're using. What cameras are doing this? What lighting are they using? I mean, exactly. So it's the same thing. So I get it 100%.
Well, the best advice my mentor gave me is when I was 18 years old and I was graduating from Proctor, I was like, I'm going to go out in the world and be a magician. And he's like, no, you're not. You're going to go to college or I'm never going to talk to you again. And he was dead serious. Yeah. And at that time in my life, that was my world. So I was like, what am I going to do? I got to go to college or I'm never going to see this guy again. Yep. And so I ended up going to MV and UC. And but what he told me was, he goes, you're going to major in business with a focus in marketing, and all your electives are going to be theater. So that's where I learned all the arts and crafts and stage part, but I also learned the business part, because show business is two words: show and business. And business is the most important word if you're going to make a living of it. Yep. It's the longer word, so it makes sense. And you don't want to end up being one of those people who is talented and puts it out into the world, but someone else is making all the money. You know?
Exactly.
So that was some of the best advice I ever got.
I was gonna say that's great advice. Yeah. To anyone out there listening, and you're lucky that he told you that.
I was so lucky because at 18 I didn't know anything, but I thought I knew everything.
Oh,
And-
Don't we all though?
Yeah.
Don't we all?
yeah. And looking back on it now, I was like, wow, that was definitely the right move.
I've got an 11-year-old and is already acting like that. So, and a 7-year-old, she's following suit. So it's like great. It's just the
I
way
would
it
have
is.
crashed and burned hard if I didn't do that. So.
Yeah. No, it is. It is just weird. You sit there and think it's like, okay, even like, you work somewhere for a little bit. It's like, I know what's going on. Because you might handle a lot of different things, but still there's a lot you don't know that I do wish, because I do have my own production business as well. I wish there was a little bit more I did go and learn because there's things I still don't know that I'm learning as I go along. And, it all works out. It can work out in the end, but that's the faster route where if you want to be able to be successful faster,
Right.
that's obviously the better way to go.
It's a great quote that says to get successful faster, fail faster.
Yeah.
And it's true because in college too, regardless you go to college, you're still failing because you think you know it all. And then you're like, whoa, wait a second, this guy or this professor or whoever just taught me this. And then,
Yeah.
So just fail faster. You'll get there sooner.
Yep,
Right.
exactly. So you've been all over the world. Give us some of the places you've been. You before we started recording, you were saying you've already been to like 6 continents. That's when we gave you the sticker. That's
Yeah,
right.
my logo, man.
Tell us.
Or your logo.
So tell us some of the places you've been.
6 continents. I don't know if I'll ever get to perform for any penguins in Antarctica, but we'll see. You never know with the way things are going. I had a residency in a casino in Macau, which is like the Las Vegas of Asia for 2 years. I was there. It's an incredible place. It's some of the most beautiful casinos I've ever seen. I had my own theater in a little island called Saipan, which is in the South Pacific. It's right near Guam. And it's a U.S. territory, but it just turns out it's a hot spot for Asian tourists to come and see and hang out. It's like the Caribbean for Asia, basically, is how I describe it. Been over in Europe, all those countries over there, Germany, France. I lived in England for 6 months. It's been crazy. Almost every state in the United States I've performed in. Alaska, I spent a lot of time out there on cruise ships. So it's exhausting thinking about it.
So you've been all over the world.
Yeah.
And now you've done residencies and these other things, and now you got global pandemic.
Yeah.
As you can see, we're all wearing masks here and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And so what's that like for you? Where were you when this whole thing broke out?
It ties it all back into Fool Us. So in early March, I was in Las Vegas filming Fool Us. I was checking into the Rio, which is where the Penn Teller Theater is, which is where we film. And I remember distinctly all these people talking to me, like a couple ex-military and stuff behind me in line waiting to check. Like, man, have you seen what's going on in Asia? And it looks like this stuff's coming here. And then sure enough, we get on set and we're filming and the whole crew's whispering. And it's like, man, they're talking about shutting down Las Vegas and Broadway and stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, no one thinks this is actually going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And then we film, and 2 days later, the whole town of Las Vegas is shut down. Wow. Shows are dark. I'm now on a cruise ship in the Caribbean. In Mexico. We hopped a flight. No, in the Caribbean. I can't remember. In the Caribbean. And we hopped a
somewhere
flight.
nice.
Yeah, we hopped a flight from Vegas, finished filming. We're on the cruise ship, and that's when all those cruise ships are coming into Seattle with the first outbreak and whatever. And we're just watching it, and we're doing shows like nothing's happening on the ship. It's just life as normal. Yeah. But you turn on the news, and it's like the world's coming to an end. And one of the creepiest things ever is when they finally said, "Okay, your contract is terminated because we're not doing any more cruises."
Yeah.
They were sold out. People still wanted to go, which is crazy. But I did my last show the night before we ported in Fort Lauderdale, and we got to that airport. And I have been at airports any day of the week, all times, and this was the creepiest thing I've ever seen. There was just nobody anywhere, really? And the people that were there were like, dressed like they're going out for
Hazmat
the winter
suits.
because they got everything on, and
that's in Florida.
In Florida, that's in Fort Lauderdale, and then we land in Atlanta for our transfer, and Atlanta's one of the busiest airports in the world, and that I'd never seen anything like it. It was so creepy.
Wow.
And then finally we flew back to Buffalo from there, and Buffalo was even
Yeah.
it was like it looked like it might as well be boarded up. And I've never seen it in my life, and I've flown a lot, and that's why it's like still that image in my head to this day. It's like, wow, I've never seen anything like that.
I know. I remember the day before we were sent home from work. It's like I'm driving the streets, and I know it's only Utica. It's not crazy, gridlock, things like that. But still, the normal routine, and you're going through, and it's like a Sunday morning,
Yeah,
where nobody's on the road, and I'm like, where is everybody? And just,
Yeah.
you know, that, because that day it's like, okay, nobody come back to work after today. This is it. You're done until this, we get through whatever this is.
Exactly. And once I made it home, to finish answering your question, is for 6 weeks, I was just like in shock. And it wasn't more, it was a little bit of like, holy crap, what am I going to do personally? It was also like, what is going on right now? Like on a much bigger scale, bigger than a magic show. I was like, what is going on? And then finally, what really, if I'm being honest, what really broke me out of it, because I was watching way too much news, way too much social media. And what broke me out of it was a call from MVCC. They said, hey, the cultural series at MV called me and said, hey, we'd love to do a virtual show for the community. Obviously, things are crazy right now. We have no budget, but can you do something? Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. So we did a Facebook Live virtual show. And at the same time, ICANN, which is a local organization in Central New York, they wanted to do a virtual show too for their the clientele that they serve. And those two organizations together with the news media that they put out the press releases, all of a sudden people started messaging me. And they just went, hey, I know this is a long shot because I know you can do a virtual show from anywhere in the world. But if you happen to be in Utica, my nephew's got a birthday, you know, this weekend, and I don't know how we do this or what we would do, but could we do something? He is like the biggest Magic fan ever. He's a magician. He's 7 years old. I thought about it for a second because it was the same day I had to do the MV show. And this was early April, so it's still freezing outside. Freezing. And I may be a wimp because I just coming back from the Caribbean, but it was cold.
No, it's just cold.
I
it's
no
cold.
longer have my Central New York winter skin anymore, but I guess this year I'm going to get it back. But so I thought about it and I go, okay, what's the deal? What do you got? He's like, here's a picture of the front porch. And there was a window with a front porch, and behind the window on the front porch was a living room. So I said, okay, great. I'll come by. I'll do 10 minutes on your porch, which is like something I don't think I've ever done. Even when I've done backyard shows and driveway shows, but a porch show, I don't know about that. And I did it, and I show up, and this kid is dressed head to toe as a magician. He's got a top hat on, tails, bow tie, the whole 9 yards.
Awesome.
I do the 10 minutes. I can't feel my hands. It's so cold. It's rainy. It's dreary. And at the end of the show, the 7-year-old kid comes up to the window and puts his hand up like this, like on the pane of glass. And I was like, oh, nice. And I go up, and so between the pane of glass is our hands touching each other. The family snaps a picture at that moment.
I remember this picture.
And that's what started it all. They put it on Facebook. The calls just kept coming in from there, and they haven't stopped.
That's great. That's great, though.
It's like a scene from a movie.
You couldn't have planned it. You couldn't have planned it. And then the summer was crazy. Like I did a bunch of driveway shows this summer. It was great.
It's awesome.
It really was.
You kept going. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people were just like sitting home like, ugh. And then finally when you were able to go back to work.
And not for nothing. You guys are parents, you know. I've done shows for very affluent people in this time frame, but also very people who are not as well off. And the stories I'm being told, like both before and after of me being there, and just like it's something to break them out of this tunnel vision of what's going on. And I mean, it's been really, in all honesty, the most successful, rewarding personally shows of my career, I think.
That's awesome.
Like just the looks on these people's faces. And then it's really funny because you get some good looks like where wives are surprising their husbands who like their husbands are secretly fans of mine but are too macho to admit it. And then I show up in their driveway and I remember this one dude, his face just dropped. He's like, how'd you get this guy to stand in our driveway right now? So it's been a whole range of emotions the last 6 months. It's been pretty cool.
So you get the people who hired you to do the job too, obviously, but do you get like people in the neighborhood like checking in?
Yeah, they just come by. Like there's just a magician practically standing in the street doing a show, and they'll just stop on their bikes or they're on their walk for their dog. Yeah.
In this time, that's got to be like also it's got to be like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
But also it's kind of like, you know, like you never know what you're going to see when you look out the window.
Right. It's 2020. Why wouldn't there be a magician in my driveway, right? Yeah. Anything goes.
Well, yeah, exactly. What else could it be? Who knows what it's going to be? I mean, I'd rather see that than a lot of other things that are popping up.
If you showed a picture of us right now to someone in like 2015, they would. What do you think they would think was going on right now? You know, it's like 3 guys in masks and headphones and microphones and stuff.
I bet you the answer wouldn't be a pandemic.
Yeah.
So I want to get into, since we're mentioning masks and stuff, the thing I want to say, and before I do get to that, I do want to say it was awesome to see you on those billboards after and everybody thanking you for just doing what you did. So, I mean, again, on behalf of everybody, it's like, yes, thank you. I mean, it's just great what you did. And let me tell you, it's just not stopping is the most amazing part.
Yeah, I woke up and I had no idea what was going on. I got a text on my phone and then another and then another. And it was people going, hey, what are these And here's the funny thing. Is I have billboards all the time. When I come back home and I'm at the Turning Stone or at the Stanley, there's always billboards. And people just go, oh, great, I'll see you at the show. But this, because of the nature of what's going on now, and because it was not an advertisement, it was someone who went out of their way to take out a billboard because they just wanted to say thank you for bringing magic to the world at a time when we need magic now more than ever. And it went crazy. And my friend's like, oh my God, look at this. And it turned out it was just a guy at Park Outdoor that just was like, you know what? We have a full set of ads that they could have sold to people, but they bumped one and put a spot out there for me because they thought what I was doing was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. So I remember driving back from the audit and I was like, there's Leon.
You never know who's watching.
Yeah.
That is the one thing I've learned in this life, man. You never know who's in that audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, like we were talking about earlier, it is Halloween week.
Yeah.
And Halloween is this Saturday. And they're saying, first off, it's been since 1940 or 30, somewhere around there, we're going to have a full moon on Halloween this Saturday.
I like it.
This hasn't happened. And they say the next time it's not going to happen for another like 30, 40 years. There won't be another full moon.
I mean, 2020, why wouldn't it be?
And that's just it. It's 2020. This is what's going to happen. Everybody's going to turn into a wolf or something. Now there's going to be craziness.
Literally, I was just thinking that. I go, if you turn on the news on Halloween and the newscaster was like, hey, guess what? Everyone's turned into a werewolf. You'd just be like,
that sounds about right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then nobody would be like,
nobody would care.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's serious. I'm serious.
2020. That's all we can say.
That's incredible.
I know, cool. Right? Yeah. So, and it's not going to be bad. It's going to be pretty nice for the kids. So I'm happy to hear that. Nice. So hopefully if you're going out there and trick-or-treating, you do it safely as best you can. But I do hope you get out there because you know what, we gotta at least try. So I know I believe we're trying. I don't know. My wife hasn't officially told me, but I know there's going to be some effort somehow, some way, somewhere. So
awesome.
So yeah, but I want to go back to our times in Halloween and ask both of you, what's your most memorable Halloween costume when you were growing up? Can you think back that far? I mean, it doesn't have to be when you were really young. It could have been when you were older or something like that, but just one that you were just like, that was the one. I really enjoyed being that.
Yeah, I remember, of course, the stereotypical mummy one year out of toilet paper, and then literally the ghost with the bed sheet. But my most memorable one is I was obsessed with the movie The Three Amigos.
Okay.
So Chevy Chase, Martin Short, and Steve Martin, and so I went one year as a Three Amigo, and I loved that costume. My grandma handmade it; she made the whole costume herself, and I just got like a little toy pistol from the store, and I was one of the Amigos. Love it.
Did you have anybody else join you with that, or was it just
I did it. I was the one amigo.
Oh, that's okay, though. That's okay.
Yeah, my brother did his own thing that year. Yeah.
Oh, bro, you had to get around that.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have.
I loved it. I was probably like 7, 8 years old, yeah.
Awesome. What about you?
My most memorable Halloween costume is actually memorable for a different reason, like not necessarily in a good way. It was, I was telling my daughter the story the other day because she was asking me about Halloween. And so I wanted to be a werewolf one year, speaking of werewolves. And so I buy the werewolf mask with my parents, and then they decided to wear just like a sweatshirt because it was going to be cold,
Yeah.
So my mom takes me to Kmart or wherever, we buy the sweatshirt. And it was like a charcoal gray sweatshirt.
Okay.
So we go out, and then Halloween comes, and my mom gets me dressed and everything, and then she gives me these reflectors to put on my sweatshirt so that people can see me better at night. And I'm thinking to myself, Mom, why would you let me buy a gray sweatshirt if you were worried about people seeing me? Couldn't I have gotten like an orange or a neon yellow or something like that? So that was, and I remember going up to every house that year with my candy bag kind of like this, so you couldn't see the
reflectors.
So you couldn't see the reflectors, But I don't remember anybody making fun of me, so I guess it probably wasn't that big a deal. It was more of a thing that was probably in my head.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is. Mine would have been, I want to say I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and I don't know, you got to know He-Man to understand what I'm going to say.
Well, who doesn't?
The old cartoon. Well, I don't.
Come on.
Hey, my son listens to this. He's not going to know a thing. So
That's hilarious.
But when it was He-Man. Do you remember like they would give you like a plastic suit and then a plastic mask that you could not see out of?
Yeah.
That's what Orko was, and it came in that box. And I swear, I think my mom.
So you went with Orko.
I went with Orko.
He-Man.
No, my cousin was He-Man,
Okay.
and I think that was even the year before. And
So
I
you were
wanted to be
the
He-Man.
sidekick. You were the sidekick.
What probably happened is my parents didn't have a ton of money, so
And now
it's
he's got
like-
his own podcast.
That's
Look at
right.
that.
Yeah.
But they probably didn't have a ton of money, so this is a costume that was bought last year. That's probably on clearance, and that's why it was Orko, because He-Man was all bought up. But no matter what, I still loved it. Being Orko, having that suit, like that was the thing back in the like mid '80s, late '80s, is that plastic mask that you can't see out. You're wearing like some plastic thing that you're dying in because there's no ventilation. You're just like because you're running around, you know,
Right.
going all over, going crazy to get candy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was, I would say, out of all the ones I can think of, that one always comes to mind every time I sit there and think of Halloween. So, being
awesome.
Orko. So if you don't know who Orko is, look it up. It's He-Man, Orko, Masters of the Universe, all that. So, the cartoon, don't do the movie.
Yeah, don't do the movie.
Yeah, do not. They won't do
Orko didn't even make the movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. He
they
didn't, did he?
didn't
It was some
even
other weird character
Yeah.
with hair.
It was like a
and
little troll
goblin
looking
or
thing.
something. Yeah.
I don't know.
So, but yeah, that was definitely mine. So yeah, it's Orko.
You're having some good flashbacks there. I can see it.
Yeah, it is.
They're too real.
Now, the biggest thing is, after all that, what's the go-to candy for everybody here?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Leon, you want to think
Yeah,
about
well,
it, or-
mine. No, I know.
Oh, okay,
mine
go for
used
it.
to be Reese's peanut butter cups all the way.
Okay.
But
Always
for the
solid.
last 5 years, I've been vegan, so I switched to the dark chocolate variety.
Oh.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
All the way.
So now that you brought it up, what's the conscious choice behind that?
Well, it started off completely selfish. It was purely for physical reasons. I'd worked out my whole life. I never saw the results I wanted. And then I was in Macau.
Okay.
And our sister show was called the House of Dancing Water, which is like, it's a Cirque du Soleil show with acrobats and all that stuff. And I met all the acrobats and the high divers, and they were jacked out of their minds, both the girls and the guys. And I was like, what's up? And I just started hanging out with them. And they're like, yeah, man, we've never eaten meat in our lives. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, they're like, yeah, we were raised vegan and we bodybuild and we have great results and blah, blah, blah. And long story short, in Macau was a restaurant called Blissful Carrot, and that's where they would all eat. So I just started eating there and learning more about the culture. And instantly, like within a month, I started seeing results that I'd never been able to achieve before. And also at the same time, it's when they were filming Now You See Me Too. It's a magic themed movie, big Hollywood hit.
Yep.
With Harry Potter was in the second one, and Woody Harrelson. And Woody's vegan. So he would be in the restaurant, and I just started talking to him about veganism as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, he kind of helped me with some knowledge. I started following some bloggers and stuff like that. And then 5 years later, still going strong.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was it a difficult transition, or?
No, it was with that restaurant, it was easy because I was on a schedule where I was just eating out of that restaurant. But thankfully, they were cooking really good food.
Nice.
If you eat out at a restaurant every single night, you're going to gain weight. You're not going to lose weight.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is a whole nother podcast we could go into. It's actually become a second passion of mine. And like with my mom alone, I mean, she's lost over 150 pounds. She has a new lease on life. She's got 2 brand new knees. And that's just one story of like a lot of people in my life that have kind of made the change.
Nice. I was actually, my wife mentioned to me that you mentioned to her that you were vegan.
Yeah.
And so I researched actually, I'm like, do they make vegan bacon? And they do.
Oh,
There was a recipe for it. And I toyed with the idea of trying to make it today.
Oh.
But it just, it wasn't enough time. If
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was like a week, if I came up with it on Saturday or something like that, I would have tried to do it.
That's
but-
awesome. Yeah. What recipe did you say? There's like tempeh. There's all kinds of ones you can do. And you
It was, it was. I just Googled it and whatever the first thing was, and it didn't seem like it was that difficult. But
No, it's not. It's literally, it boils down to if you just want to make the choice or not. Just like anything in life, it's not that difficult. It's pretty easy, and you will see amazing results. I mean, it's just proven.
Nice.
It's science.
Nice.
Yep.
It's what I've learned.
Do you miss eggs or anything like that?
No, I don't.
No.
You would think the cravings and stuff. I think the toughest thing, which everyone says, was cheese at the beginning. But your taste buds regrow every 21 days.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you can hold out, those first 21 days are not going to be easy. But if you can hold out to all of a sudden things start to taste disgusting that you thought you loved because there's just so much salt and sugar and fat in there.
Yep.
And then once you start avoiding those things, like I now crave tofu. I crave vegetables like broccoli all day. It's weird how it happens, but it's literally like magic, pun intended. If you can make it that first month, the rest is pretty easy. And the key is, and I won't turn this into a plant-based podcast, but but I love it because it's ironic with the name. Is that if you oh man, I had that and it was out of my head.
It happens.
Yeah, it's gone.
I know.
It's
gone.
Gone.
That's okay.
I'll think of it.
If it comes in, just be like, "This is what I was talking about." We do it all the time.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, that was the main reason. It was completely selfish, and then you start learning the ethics. Like, go on YouTube and try to watch the movie Dominion. Try to get through 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or Earthlings. Try to get through 5 minutes. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't do it. I can't. Like, it's horrible, and that's where our food comes from.
Yeah.
Well,
back to candy.
Yeah, I was gonna say your candy. What'd you go to?
I would go with also Reese's Pieces or Reese's peanut butter cups and Reese's Pieces. I like both of those. Reese's makes some solid candy, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
But you mentioned mine is Reese's Pieces. That's my. It's just like Reese's Pieces. It's it's magical.
That's like a
that's a trifecta.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Reese's just the Reese's Pieces. It's like anytime I get a sundae. Guess what? My wife's like, try a new sundae. You know, if you want to do it. And
Nope.
I don't like to try anything new. It's like, I know this is what I like. It's what I want. Just gonna go. I'm safe because I don't want to also waste the money and be like, oh, here's a sundae, and it's like it costs what is it, like $5-6 now, and it's just like no. Just
go with what you like.
That's right.
So that's the milk chocolate that you wouldn't.
Right. Yeah, I would go for the dark chocolate.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, how dark of a chocolate do you?
I like as much as cacao as you can get. I think you can get up to 94 or 95% cacao.
Because my wife, that's what she eats. Because she does
keto.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He knows better than I.
There's a lot of cross between the keto and plant based.
So she has that and she eats that. She gave me a little bite and I was like, oh my gosh, it really.
I know. But 21 days, man, I'm telling you, it tastes like a whole new world to you.
See, my bad thing is vegetable. I'm getting better about it, but I still.
I got it. It came back to me now.
Okay, go.
Because of that, what it was what you have to do if you actually want to give it a shot. And I'm not saying you guys want to, but if you do, or anyone listening, you got to start with meals that you like. So take something you like right now, your favorite meal, whatever it is, but do the plant-based version of it, and you will be shocked, like you were, with a simple Google search of what you can find to substitute whatever the animal product is. That was the point.
Okay.
It's a lot easier than you think. But don't go to raw vegetables if you're used to vegetables drenched in butter and stuff.
None at all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So maybe start with like some veggies that have a vegan butter or plant-based butter on it. Which is, just country crock or whatever that stuff is. It's not healthy for you by any stretch of the imagination, but at least it's not butter from from dairy.
Yeah.
So that's how you would do it. That was my point. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. No, you're fine. I just said isn't that what we always do? It's like, wait a minute, we got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went with favorite candy. Everybody's least favorite candy.
Licorice, black licorice. Horrible.
I gotta agree with that. I'm not a big fan of candy corn, so
I was gonna bring up candy corn, but I like it. Do you know Louis Black, the comedian?
Yep.
So he argues that all the candy corn ever made was made in 1 year. Because nobody eats it. It's always in the jar. And when someone does come over, they might have one or two.
He's got a point.
But no one ever eats all the candy corn.
He's got a point.
I do know someone that does. And no, don't look at me. It's not me. It is my son.
Your son,
My wife bought a bag for him because he asked for it. And she goes, this is disgusting. Why do you want this in the house? And he ate that bag.
Does he do the vampire teeth?
No, he doesn't. No, not yet. I mean, and that's what I would do too. When I was little, I mean, maybe he did, but he's just like gone.
Yeah.
And this kid's he's growing he's like just hitting it, and he's like as tall as his mother now. He's only 11 years old.
Jeez.
And he's going to be enormous according to the doctor. But yeah, he scarfed it right down. Wow. And we're just looking at him like.
Yeah, my daughter likes it too, but
it's okay. And it's okay.
See, I never minded it, but yeah. I think it was all made in 1980.
I agree. I didn't mind it sparingly. It's like, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. And just like, I don't know, they also like this candy. What's that candy that's like butterscotch and has like a cream, like a
white center?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. It's got the twist.
Because all of them in this house loves that, but me, I do not. I sit there and I look at it, and I've got to be desperate for a little taste of sugar somehow, some way for me to eat that. And it's
not a huge
really
butterscotch fan.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's even caramel. I don't know. I mean, I always mix the two together. I think they're almost one and the same.
Those things are always like old. I feel like almost like candy corn, where they've been sitting in this candy dish for a while.
Yeah. Your grandparents always had the same bag. Yeah.
I mean, are candy dishes even a thing anymore? Like at my house
No.
growing up, there was always my mom always had candy out in a dish or something like that. But we never have anything like that.
No, we have a snack drawer, and I'm telling you, I wish my wife was my mother, because let me tell you, the snacks she puts in there,
It's super healthy.
I wish I had those snacks, because I did not. She puts in amazing snacks in there, and they're just like, I can't stand this, and they're just whining, and I'm like, shut up! I want every freaking snack in that drawer right now. Like, you sit there and you put in like fruit roll-ups. She just dumps them in. It's not like, limited. Like, we're gonna control how much you're eating, and she just dumps them in. It's like, if you want that for snack, take. I'm like, how do you not want a fruit roll-up? How do you not want fruit snacks? How do you not want?
That's hilarious.
Oh,
Well,
my
it's
gosh.
because it's there, right? It's the old psychology. It's there. They know it's there. They don't want it. But you couldn't have it, so now it's like give it
Yep.
all. Yeah.
Oh, those kids, I love them so much. So you did your least favorite licorice? You said pretty much the same, or
Candy corn and
Okay.
black licorice. Red
one that-
licorice is good.
Yeah, red licorice
is
is delicious.
I'm licorice. I'm kind of like, I don't mind the pull apart Twizzlers, the ones you can pull, the string ones or whatever. I can get away with that, but just like normal Twizzlers.
What's the other brand? I can't think of it.
I just know the one.
That's the one my wife likes. Like if we go on a road trip, that's her go-to snack.
Is it?
I want to say like red rope licorice or something.
Oh, red. Okay, yeah, it's something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a licorice guy. The one though I really can't stand. I mean, I'll still eat that, even a black one.
Yeah.
Jelly bean.
If I have to. No. Circus peanuts.
Oh, okay.
Those make me feel nauseous.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's candy though.
That's not candy? No.
Oh, the foam
orange,
kind.
the foam,
The foam
yeah,
kind.
yeah.
I'm with you 100%.
I was like,
I'm with you 100%.
Okay,
like
I'm
that's
like looking,
a
I'm like-
legume technically, but yeah.
I'm like,
I've
this-
blocked those
everybody-
out of my brain because they're so bad.
Yeah, I didn't.
You guys scared me for a minute. I'm looking at both of you. I'm like,
I honestly had forgotten about those.
I've never had one. Yeah.
oh, those are. I don't know why I had it as a kid, and just either I ate too many, and I got sick, but now I just like look at them. I'm just like,
I never liked
good.
any like that sort of texture.
Yeah.
What's the other Peeps? Like I don't like Peeps. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of a similar.
kind of. I mean, the circus peanut's a little bit stiffer,
Yeah.
but it's like a marshmallow kind of,
Right, right.
But I don't mind Peeps if they've get stale. I don't like them fresh, like when they're really.
Think
squishy.
about what you just said though.
I know.
You know.
But still, it's still a little different. I think it's the taste of orange. I think it's the orange because I don't like a lot of orange stuff.
Well, the dyes aren't good for you.
Yeah, well, besides the fact of that, but I mean, the only
If it's that shelf stable, you probably shouldn't be.
Yeah.
it's still it's kind of like the little what we were talking about, the candy corns. So
Yeah,
it's probably
yeah,
the same story.
They're all made at the same factory the same year.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. They've never had to make any.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else I got in here? Oh, was there ever a trick you did when you were younger that you just loved?
I mean, I was a typical teenager. I definitely toilet papered a few properties that I probably shouldn't have. But yeah, I can't think of anything else. Definitely shaving cream fights with your friends.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to. I never
Yeah.
did anything either but shave cream. We'd sit
At
there.
least
And
not that I'm going to admit to on this podcast.
I know, right? What's the statute of limitation on
Yeah.
this sort of thing?
Does it go back to 13?
God, who knows? But I'm trying to think prank. I mean, ding dong. You never.
Oh yeah, we.
Oh,
used to
anything.
ding
I mean,
dong
I know
ditch.
that's
wasn't
very simple.
Halloween.
But
Yeah,
that was-
we
yeah,
would
that's
do
just-
that on just
yeah.
a regular Saturday night.
That was a Monday afternoon.
I know. School's out. Here we go. What are we getting?
Yeah, we had a house that we would. I don't know if I should admit this, but
Just keep it very generic.
people who know me know where I grew up and they know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. But there was a house like on kind of like it was like a one-way street, and then there was like this big grass, really steep hill. And we always took it as like a challenge, like let's go ding dong ditch that place because it's hard to. So we would do it like. We would pick like say like Friday night, and every Friday night we'd go do it. And then finally we did it so many times that they got wide,
Right.
they were expecting us, and so they were waiting, and we got up there to do it, and then they come running out, and then we just took off, and then the police were coming up the street and everything, and so we ducked into the woods, and
Yeah, he's the troublemaker of the group. That one. He's the bad boy.
I've done a few things.
That's exciting.
I'm not admitting to anything
Right. This is all alleged.
alleged.
Was there anybody that ever tricked you or got you?
Yeah,
Anything good?
Yeah.
What,
I remember one year, my friend Mike Murphy and I, I think we had just grown out of trick or treating, and I don't remember exactly why we were going to Kinney's, but it was Halloween night, and we decided to go to Kinney's.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I grew up in Ilion, I just ratted myself.
Yeah,
out.
you just did. You just we'll have to beep that beep.
There was I don't care. There was you had to walk through kind of like this like mall type of like outdoor mall type of place to get to it at the time, and so it was Halloween night, and I remember my brother saying, "Don't go out. It's Halloween night. You know, what are you, crazy?" And I was like, "Yeah, it'll be fine." You know, I think I was probably in 4th or 5th grade, something like that. And so we go walking over there, and sure enough, there's like some high school age kids that come around the corner as we're about to get to Kinney's. And then I remember the guy like, "Oh, what do you know? 2 little kids." Except he said another 4-letter word.
Right. I'm with you.
And so then they just come up and they like crush eggs on her head and stuff like that. And then I remember looking over and I see a police officer walking up the mall the other way. And so we and my friend go running up to him. And I remember the look on his face was kind of like, "Oh man, why do I have to deal with this right now?" You know,
I had to get to Halloween shift.
Yeah. And so that's about all I remember. I think I just went home and took a shower or something like that.
I had pretty good friends in that way. Yeah. But I mean, recently, like a couple years ago, and I don't think this was done on purpose. It was just kind of a thing. Like, I think it was the night before Halloween. It was our night off in Saipan because we had shows Halloween day. And like, we were just watching, it's on Netflix. It's a whole series, like Haunted, whatever. Mm-hmm. They had a circus version one year, and then
American Horror Story.
That's it, American Horror Story. So Chelsea, my assistant girlfriend, she loves that stuff, and I hate it. I just don't like being scared. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And
this was last week's podcast.
Yeah. And so we watched it, and then it was like my turn to take out the trash that night, and I'm like, I should have done it before we watched it. And here I am the night before Halloween. It's like pitch black, 11 o'clock. And we had where we were living, the condo complex we were in, you had to walk quite a way, like maybe a block to go dump out the garbage. And there was this little garbage hut that was out there. And there was, definitely rats. It's outside and stuff. And a rat scared the crap out of me. Mm-hmm. But it was all because I was in that mindset from that. So not even intentional trick. Just
amazing.
Yep. And if anybody out there listened to last week's podcast, that's exactly what I said. I don't watch scary movies unless it's daylight. That's the only time I'll sit there and watch. I will watch it, but I really got to want to watch it, and then I got to watch it when it's daytime. I will not watch it at night.
Agreed.
Because I'm right there with you. I don't want to watch scary movies if I don't have to, because I psych myself out, and I'm just like,
yep.
I'm not sleeping until probably 3 in the morning, and I got to get past that 3 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
Because if you ever saw, and again, I mentioned this on the podcast. Oh crap! I see the cover, but I can't think of the name. What's that exorcism movie I talked about?
Emily Rose.
Exorcism of Emily Rose. Yeah, I said half the title right there. I never saw
the movie,
but they say that Jesus, what they say, because this was a whole like church thing, is what the movie was.
You're already freaking me out, man.
But Jesus died at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so 3 o'clock is the devil's time. So I'd sit there and I watched that movie. I did watch it one night, and it freaked me out. And I'm like, it's 3 at night. Shoot. So I'm like sitting there psyching myself out, trying to go back to sleep, and I'm like, but yeah. So that was like the whole premise of the movie. So yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't either. So we'll just stop right now.
What's next on the question list?
Yeah, okay.
I can't do it, man. I gotta walk out and get in the car after this.
I'll walk you out.
Thank you.
It is dark and rainy now too.
And it's almost Halloween with a full moon coming up.
Man, 2020 is.
Watch out for
it
the
is
black
nice
cats.
to us. So we did least favorite candy.
Probably someone with a bag of black
someone.
licorice outside the door too.
If they're at this time in your life right now, if you were to go to trick or treat, if it was okay for us as adults to go out trick or treating,
it's not.
I don't honestly.
2020, man, anything goes.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna stop you? But what would you go dressed as this year? If you could dress up as, what would you be going dressed up as?
Probably should think about this, but the thing is, and
you don't have to have the stuff. Like, let's just say you could, whatever money you want, just anything you'd want to be. What would you dress up as this year?
Austin Powers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Just love it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd go as Tiger King.
Oh yes. Carol Baskin.
I mean, 2020, right?
Yeah, might as well. I'll go as Carol Baskin. Team up.
That's awesome.
We could just go after each other.
That's awesome.
That would be funny, actually.
Yeah.
That would be really funny. I think we should do it.
Yeah, I don't know about.
You got like 4 days.
I don't know which one's worse, the Carol Baskin outfit or
that seems like
the Tiger King one.
I was telling my daughter that I think I stopped trick or treating about 3rd grade just because I got tired of like deciding on a costume and stuff. And then as an adult, I went to like a couple Halloween parties, but it was always like such a hassle of like, oh God, what am I going to go as? And it was always something I just had lying around. Like,
there are people that put so much thought
I know.
into it too, and I would always be like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I should envy those people or, you know, think they're crazy.
Right.
You know, I just don't know.
I don't either.
Yeah.
It's a tough call.
I know. And that's just it. With Halloween, it's like I want to dress up, but I don't like to dress up and have it be half of an okay costume. It's like I want to go all out. Like half the time I sit there and think it's like I mean many times I want to dress up as Batman. I mean that's my other one is I want to dress up and go as Batman. But I want a real suit. I want a suit that fits. I don't want it being like all fake. I want like a real suit that fits me. My just do it right.
Like the Michael Keaton back.
So it's
Batman
like people that say they go over the top. I would want to be one of those people that would go over the top. I would not be Michael Keaton Batman. I would not be Michael Keaton Batman. We're not getting into that. We already got him his job back as being Bruce Wayne. He gets no more from us. So you got to check out that podcast.
Okay, apparently.
Because magically we were talking about Batman like 2 weeks before, something like that, and we were just going through back and forth and how I don't like Michael Keaton as Batman.
Gotcha.
And then all of a sudden it came out that he's in talks right now to come back as Bruce Wayne. And he hasn't played Batman in how long?
Yeah.
Did we sit there and mention it? Coincidence?
2020,
I don't know.
man.
2020.
Bacon on the Rocks they have their ear to Bacon on the Rocks. They just aren't admitting it yet.
That's right. Yeah. Someone's listening. You never know who's listening.
So
okay.
I was gonna say,
what do you got here?
I know you can't see in the podcast world, but Leon just pulled out a
Speaking of
deck
tricks,
of cards.
right?
So hold on,
It is that time of
I'm
year.
Let me go with
do whatever you gotta do.
So this way we can grab that. I'll record it so you can trick Chris.
I'll try this. I'm just getting warmed up. Believe it or not, I haven't picked up a deck of cards since last night because it was Fool Us last night, and I've just been doing media and stuff all day. So we'll try a trick. You're my first trick of the day.
Okay.
So just say stop whenever you want.
Stop.
All right, we'll cut right there, and just take that card and show it to the camera. I will not look.
Okay, we got it.
And let me know when I can turn back.
Turn
Good.
back.
All right, and just say stop again.
Stop.
All right, put it back right there. And you guys got to tell the listeners at home, the viewers, that card really just went right back into the middle, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
sure.
saw it. And hopefully I can try and find it very easily because if I just snap my fingers, one card will leave the middle and jump up to the top.
Oh, wow.
The 3 of hearts. How did I do?
Very good.
That was
Very
your
good.
card. Incredible, incredible.
Excellent.
So we'll give the cards another shuffle, and we'll cut them again. And just remember that card because I'm going to try to cause the same thing to happen. Again, I'm just getting warmed up, so let's see. That should be the 3 of...
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, that's the Ace of Diamonds, and like I told you, it's my first trick of the day. A little rusty, so we'll try something here.
Now we just ripped it.
Your card was Ace of Diamonds,
Yep.
but I wasn't close. What was your card again?
3 of hearts.
That's right, it was a 3 of hearts. Sorry, like I said, long day. That is embarrassing, but we'll try something. If I take the 3 of hearts and I just tap the pieces that are on the table.
Oh, wow.
I now have the Queen of Spades in my hand. Can you turn those pieces over and take a look at them? And with any luck,
Ooh.
they should be
Now that is cool.
the 3 of hearts. Yes.
There it is. Whoa.
Yeah. I knew you
awesome.
didn't mess up.
No, sometimes I actually legitimately do that. But hold out your hand for me. I'm going to give you the pieces of the card and squeeze them really tight. And I know this sounds funny, but it should work. Do you know any magic words?
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra is what we call the old standby in the business.
Shazam.
So if I just snap my fingers, open up your hand, and take a look at the pieces.
Oh, wow.
They are now completely restored.
Dude.
And you can keep that as a little souvenir.
Wow. That was that's impressive.
Thanks,
I gotta be
man.
honest
Thank
with
you. Are you left or right-handed?
Left-handed.
All right, hold out both hands in front of you like this. We're just gonna get the height here. Oh, wait. You said you're left-handed.
Left-handed.
Okay, so relax your left hand. I don't want to make you work with your dominant hand, so make a fist with your right. And we'll try this here. Now, guys, you can see he's on the one side of the table. I'm on the other. I will not touch him as of right now, so check this out. We're just going to take and make a little X on my hand. You guys can all see that here. Yes? And then this is something I found. This is pretty cool. Given 2020. It's a sleight of hand sanitizer.
Ooh.
So sleight of handitizer, right?
That's
helpful.
That's some branding right there.
Yeah, it's incredible. Check this out. Little Magic Company makes it. I just need a little dab here. And check it out. Just enough to touch to the X. And rub. So I can get it right there. And guys, check this out. With just a toss. Towards you first. Open up. and then show the camera.
Oh. There it is. X
That's
marks
awesome.
the spot.
Thank you. And depending how much time you have, I can do one more, or we
We got
Sure.
that, but we've also got your Fast Five here coming up. So
it's up to you. What do you want to do?
let's do one more
You
and then
got
we'll go
time?
for it. Oh, yeah, we got it. We got it.
This is just a pack of cards. So why don't you give me a number between 10 and 20?
14.
14, you're sure?
Yep.
Is that a random number?
Yeah.
Or it's not a favorite number? Okay.
No.
So deck of cards that you've seen me do some stuff with. I'm trying to get sight on them here. Deck of cards and one finger and the number 14.
14. Oh, he just flipped it over. And
Did you guys see how a pack of cards landed on the table?
yep.
That should be exactly 14 cards.
Ooh.
Well, let's take a look and see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The exact number that you named.
Dude.
Now, that's not bad. That's
No,
not
that's
bad.
awesome.
Not bad at all.
But
That is
maybe
awesome.
I got lucky, right? So let's go a little higher. Give me a number between 20 and 30.
27.
Not 23 or 24? 27, okay. 27 is, with the jokers in here, that's exactly half the deck.
Okay.
And that's a lot of cards.
So go
Yeah.
lower.
No. You do whatever you want. But I don't think I've ever hit 27 before, but we'll give it a shot. So deck of cards, one finger, the number 27.
First time for everything.
Oh.
That's quick, and I don't even have my glasses on, so they're a little blurry. So let's see how we did. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27 cards.
First time.
Exactly!
Oh, that's impressive.
I could never do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Awesome. Leon, we thank you. And you know what? I know we're getting tight on time here. So you know what? We've got your Fast Five.
Sweet. I'm nervous.
So, no need to be nervous. But just so people know, Leon has not been given these questions. He does not know what I'm about to ask him. Chris, I think you know. I think I sent it to you.
Yes.
But we are about to start our Fast Five. Oh yeah, I found this music today. I was like, yeah, we're gonna do this right.
I love it.
So the rule is I have
God,
5
I'm
questions I'm
sweating.
gonna give you, and there's no time limit. Honestly, I call it the Fast Five just because we want to get your first reaction as fast as you can
Oh
think
boy,
about it.
I hope you're
okay?
ready.
So here we go. We're gonna start off here with what was the last show you binged?
Oh, Schitt's Creek.
Really? How'd you like that?
Loved it.
Yeah. What was the best?
It's amazing. The whole thing's amazing.
I haven't
It's
seen it yet.
hilarious.
That's why I'm kind of wondering.
Yeah.
Gene Levy, come on. It's great.
My wife watches it. I've never seen it.
It's hilarious. Amazing. I'm sad that they're not making more.
Name one of the 7 dwarfs.
Sleepy.
Oh, that was good. I thought that
That was
might
exactly
trip you
what
up
I
a little bit.
thought,
That was
too.
good. You a Disney guy or not really?
No, not really.
That was good.
No.
That was good. Okay, the next one is what word makes you cringe the most?
No.
Oh.
I don't like when people tell me no.
That's cool. Okay, now, so that's 3 questions. We're down to number 4 here. If you could push a button and make everyone in the world 7% happier, but it would also place a worldwide ban on all hairstyling products, would you push it?
Oh, that is so tough.
If you look at a picture of Leon, you will understand why I came
know.
up with this question.
Damn you. Of course I'd have to go for happiness and
You don't have
sacrifice
to.
my hair. Yes, I do. Of course I'd go for world happiness.
Okay, well, that's very kind of you. I
Very
think the
noble.
world appreciates that just a little bit
You're
more.
welcome, world.
Okay, and here's the last one, and I got to turn this down a little bit for this one. Using an Elmo voice, tell me how you like your coffee.
Using a what?
An Elmo voice. Tell me how you
What's an
like
Elmo
your
voice?
coffee.
Like the Sesame
Can
Street
I
character?
hear it?
Hi, everybody, I'm Elmo.
Okay, so hi everybody, I'm Elmo. I don't drink coffee.
I was afraid that would be the answer. That's what I figured. And that is your Fast Five with Leon Etienne. Ladies and gentlemen, Leon, thank you so much. Here, we're going to kill this. And I hate this. It's not going to fade out. It's just going to stop. But that's just the way it goes. That was awesome. I hope you enjoyed that Fast Five. It wasn't too bad,
Dude,
right?
I loved it. No, I was super nervous. Though. Like, look at me. I was holding the mic like this. I was like, oh, I'm ready.
Well, I sent some questions earlier
I
to
was
the
just
guys.
worried about what would come out of my mouth, to tell you the truth. So
We don't push it too far. We don't go too crazy, but
That was
it wasn't too bad.
Mild to other shows I've been on. So yeah, that's good.
Well, that's what ours is more.
I love it. Good.
Like
Keep
I said.
it that way.
So, we're just at about 1 hour here right now for the recording. So is there anything else you want to, let everybody know, promote, tell what's going on? I mean, I know it's 2020 still, so.
Yeah, there's, I got a couple more TV appearances this year, but, I'm kind of in the mode right now where I'm just so over promoting things because it's been a long summer. I just hope everyone has a great holiday season. Relax, take a deep breath, enjoy time with the family and friends because this year's been 2020, Yep. So just get together with the people you love and cherish that. And if you happen to watch a couple of my videos online, do that too with the
Absolutely.
family.
Awesome. So check him out. It's Leon Etienne, ladies and gentlemen. He was on Penn Teller's Fools. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. It's on his Facebook page. Like it, share it. Let everybody know he's out there because let me tell you, he's an amazing illusionist and it only gets better every year that he continues to push the envelope just a little bit more every time. So Leon, thank you so much for showing up. Chris, as always, thank you so much. And we will see everybody next week for another episode of Bacon on the Rocks.